We like 4 generations deep into poverty. We have no time for passive education or passive leadership. Hey, what up, y'all? This is Derrick Grace II, the Tatted Mentor. I'm checking in for We Talk Weekly. Be sure to check in with them ASAP. You don't want to miss what's coming next.
What's going on, y'all? Your boy Charles Gregory here. We talk weekly Bullycon. And when I talk to you about business, when I talk to you about people that's really making a difference in the community, entrepreneurism, everything, this is the place to be. And if you're not here, you already know you're a square. This is where the cool people are. So I got a gentleman with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. How are you,
I'm good. How about you?
fantastic, fantastic. Now, Mr. Grace, you all over the place at this point. You're talking entrepreneurism. You even talking about family and how important it is as a collective, right? So what actually got you into preaching? Not necessarily preaching, but the collective, the community, and entrepreneurism.
All right, bro. Well, number one, I never been a big fan of authority. And I'm not huge on people controlling my destiny nor like what type of meal I can afford to feed my children. So once I took things like that into account back in like 2012, I just decided like from that point on, I want to be like the decision maker in terms of what I'm allowed to have in life and what I'm not allowed to have. Yeah, absolutely.
So when you look at like people who look like us, right? What do you think one of their biggest issues as it relate to entrepreneurism?
People that look like you and I.
Absolutely.
Bro, I think it's a lack of knowledge and I think accountability. We living in a culture that will spend like 8 hours on a in a convention. Not saying this one, but they'll spend 8 hours in a convention to discuss the problems, and nobody will work on the solution that following day. So I think accountability is just like, bro, I'm one of the people that believe all my good is my fault as well as my bad. So when I look in the mirror, I just know like I got to be the one that's gonna get me and my family in a better position. So I think accountability is one of the biggest things because we just don't. I mean, bro, most people I run into, they have a reason why they not what they want to be in life, and none of them is that reason. It's everybody else or everything else. Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, you have this no holds barred mentality as it relates to educating and telling people like this is what it is. Why do you take that approach?
I mean, bro, we like 4 generations deep into poverty. We have no time for passive education or passive leadership. So, like I tell everybody, it's gonna be casualties of every war. Bro, you ever seen Rosewood?
Yeah, what?
All right, you remember when he was leaving? He had the youngest on the train, and it was adults that got out of jail that was trying to jump on the train. He literally knocked them off. So you gotta understand, bro, it's certain people that can impede your mission. So whether it's your mama, your daddy, your brothers, your homies, some people are casualties of war. You gotta leave them where you met them at. Hopefully y'all can double back and meet at the top, but if not, you just gotta keep it moving.
Fantastic. Now, there is this, it seems to be like this huge division between kind of like an older generation and younger generation. Why do you think that, right? Why do you think that is, and how do you believe we can kind of like bridge that?
Uh, Bro, I think it's with the older and the younger. I think a lot of them. Well, I think a lot of older people just fail to adapt. So rather than adapt, they'll give you resistance. They could literally look at you and see that at your age, you're in a much better position than they were at that age in their current one, and still will totally ignore the information, bro. So I think, okay, bro, I give a prime example. Like I had one of my grandmothers, she finally did, but for the longest, bro, she kept a flip phone. And I was just like, why you sell that phone? It barely working. She was just like, I don't want to learn how to work a touch screen. So I think a lot of them, bro, they just fail to adapt. And I tell people all the time, bro, traditionalism and common sense aren't friends. I think what's different with my generation is a lot of us are just moving with logic right now. We ain't picking up a bunch of books and a bunch of nothing. We going out there jumping out the window. We figuring it out. Meanwhile, our elders are like, well, my teacher said, my pastor said, like, no, well, I'm doing. I know what they said, but I'm real life in what they told you y'all could have did 60 years ago. So I think, bro, the adaptation and a lot of times their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that's younger than them.
You know, the funny thing is, we get stereotyped just simply by what we look like, right? And of course, you stand out with regarding your image and your brand and your face. Why do you think people look at you and be like, "Oh my God, how could people like this know so much?" Why do
Bro,
you
I'm gonna
think
tell
that
you
is?
why. That's a great question. That goes back to living within society standards, right? Most people don't hate my tattoos. Most people hate the confusion that overcomes them when their mama told them they had to look like this and they didn't make it, but somebody that looked like that did make it. So it's not that he really don't dislike how I look. He more so dislikes that programming and that traditionalism he ran with because he's trying to figure out. My mama told me not to ever look nothing like you, but you're actually what I want to be like when I get to that age. So I think, bro, to me, that's what it really is. It's an insecurity for the most part.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Now, I'll be remiss if I don't talk about this thing in your hand: entrepreneurism, creation, innovation, right? Let's talk a little bit about this. Why don't you talk about it?
Well, bro, this is the in-home banking board game. It
Can you see
started
that on
out.
the camera? I want to make sure that you can see that.
It started out as a course in 2017. Then we turned it into curriculums, right? I remember doing the courses last year. We had like 2,200 students. At the end, I told everybody to turn their homework in. Only 52 people turned it in. And bro, what dawned on me at that moment was that I love my people, but they overly invested in entertainment. If it's not entertaining, a lot of times they're gonna totally dismiss it, or they're not gonna really take it serious. So, bro, I'm gonna just be real with you. I had to find a way to infiltrate the black home, so I put it into a board game.
Wait. I want you to understand how heavy that is. Infiltrate the home. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro. So I had to infiltrate the black home. So basically, what I did was, we make it colorful, we make it fun, we put relatable faces on it. My children look like your children. I look like you, or maybe I don't, whatever the case is. But we had to find a creative way to put it so people could actually digest the information. And bro, that's really what morphed it into the concept of a board game. And even more so, I still paid attention to how this moves. So that's why we moving into the PS4, Xbox realm now, because we want to fully get to the youngins. And I understand, like, a lot of they mamas are not gonna buy it if they don't think it's fun. A lot of they daddies not gonna invest in it if it don't look fun. Cause I mean, that's just not knocking our people. But that's just how we are. We like 10% education and 90% ratchet or entertainment. So, bro,
Facts.
one thing David Banner taught me, brother, always stuck with me. He told me 2 years ago. He was like, bro, meet your people where they at. He's like, a lot of times you talk over their heads and you speak in 2035, they not there yet. Meet them where they at. So that's all we did, bro. We met them where they was at.
I know that's right. You got everybody like, whoa, this is crazy, right? Got two more questions for you,
I
then
got
I'll let you go. Now, one question is, if it's somebody, a youngster or anybody looking at you saying like, sometimes I want to give up. I can't do this anymore. I feel like nobody's either accepting me. I
you.
can't get to where I want to be. What would you tell that person?
I ain't actually got a tattoo on my face. I get it all the time. People like, why you got ABC? But it stands for adversity builds character. So, bro, for me, I encourage people to welcome the adversity because, number one, adversity, once you surpass adversity, it builds your confidence. That's why, like, I don't need a lot of people to gas me up because I know, like, in real life what I went through to get here. And number two, bro, like, it makes you a catalyst, a stronger catalyst for the people coming behind you. So I can teach my children A to Z on how to come from $0 and go get a million because that's something I really steadfast. I stayed consistent. I stayed disciplined, and I really figured out how to get it. So for me, bro, I would actually tell them to enjoy the adversity because to me, bro, it just make you a stronger proponent. And I'm not taking nothing from nobody who had it easy, but I give everything to the people who had it hard because like that's a different type of animal. So nah, bro, like I welcome my adversity. I enjoy it. And to me, bro, you get it's a different type of rush when it's hard. I just say, bro, I don't like easy. I like it. Like I perform very high under pressure. I perform very well. So, bro, they need to absolutely enjoy the pressure, enjoy the adversity, and just think about the times when you're gonna sit back with your homies and laugh about we killed that. We still here.
As we say, back against the wall, ashy knuckles. You gotta fight that thing out. So this is Bullycon, right? And shout out to Dave, right, business bully, for putting this together. Why do you think this is important to have an event like this?
Um, I mean, bro, to be real, to me, America was built off entrepreneurship and violence, right? So we gonna remove the violence part. We're just gonna say entrepreneurship. The American dream is a facade, bro. In my personal opinion, a lot of us are 30 and 40. We still don't have that white picket fence, the dog, the wife in the house, and the benefits set up. So what I be trying to teach people, bro, is like everybody don't got to be an entrepreneur, but multiple streams of income is an absolute necessity. If you're looking at inflation, if you're looking at the cost of living, these things are on the rise. So if you're still functioning with a 1999 mentality, you are going to get swallowed. You either got swallowed already or you're going to get swallowed. So, bro, business is, I mean, to me, bro, business is the way of life. From parenthood to relationships, it's all business. It's all transactions, it's all give and take. So, no, bro, this is an absolute necessity. And again, I think our people, okay, working for someone currently still is the primary, and then the secondary is entrepreneurship, do it on my own. I'm yearning for the day that those roles switch and we like, nah, we ain't bossing up, we ain't doing nothing. Like I was just telling bro in the lobby, like if we can't own it, if we can't have equity, then I don't want nothing to do with it. So no, bro, this is absolute necessity. I think ownership in business got to be the priority. Otherwise, like we gonna be in the same poverty state that our great grandmas was in, grandma and mamas was in.
You know what? Now I'm interested in who were your inspirations? Who did you look up to? Who did you wake up and say like, man, this I gotta be not necessarily like that, but made you pull out a pen and pad and start writing. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, number one, my pops, he over there. Um,
They dad?
yeah,
There you
right
go.
there.
Right there, no doubt.
My brother for sure, my older brother. He had a business mind. It was just in what society deemed as criminal. But outside of that, bro, Master P, Jay Z, Nip, Banner, Jay Prince, Starlito. These are the people I looked at and I was like, yeah, that's how you boss up and control the whole situation. That's how you make sure your people straight. That's how you literally like get equity. Like a gang of stuff, bro. When I say like top six, those are the six people who really put me on a different type of time, and I just ran with it.
Fantastic. Last question. I do this as a special question for We Talk Weekly, all right? And this is a curveball to everybody. You're pretty open when it comes to who you are, right? So I want you to dig deep in them bags you came in, boxes. I seen you came with everything. What's the one thing that nobody knows about you that you haven't told anybody, even dad that's standing over there? The one thing that you could tell our fans.
That nobody
Everybody like,
uh you wanna know something real?
real. We were keeping it beam.
I do mushrooms. I wrote every book and curriculum I did on mushrooms. That's something a lot of people don't know. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope, no doubt. So I appreciate this interview, my brother, and I want you to continue the success because you're definitely an inspiration to everybody. Let's talk a little bit about this. Tell them where they can find you and all that good old stuff.
Everybody, y'all know all my social media is the same as my government name, Derrick Grace II, DerrickGracetwo. Of course, y'all know y'all can find the in-home banking, board games, the curriculums, the books. I can't remember what else I got. Bro, I got a lot of stuff. But y'all know my social media, same. My website, the same, DerrickGrace2.com. And y'all know my motto, click the link in the bio. And everything is there, bro.
My man, I appreciate you, my brother. Listen, shout out to the business bully Dave. Well, I'm going to tell you, good stuff, my brother. The Bullycon, if you ain't here, you a square, because this is where the cool people at. Your boy, Charles Gregory. We'll be right back after this, y'all. Holla. My man, I appreciate you.